It's true that when we are positive, when we think positively, and when we are optimistic, then a lot of things can go right. A lot of things can really benefit us. We can become very healthy, we can become successful at work and also in relationship, and a lot of good things start to come. We are a good company because we are always positive and always happy around other people. All of that is a contribution of positivity, positive psychology, and there are many ways to practice positivity. One of them is to be optimistic and having an optimistic outlook about the future, and be very grateful for what we have. All of that, and they're all very valid. And positivity definitely has its benefits. But today in this video, I wanted to highlight some of the negative things that can come out of positive thinking all the time. So first of all, with the positive psychology, what is happening is we are putting an individual in a place where he or she or they are responsible for their happiness. So we tell them that you have to always think positive and you'll be happy and things will be fine. If you are in trouble, just think about magical thinking. Just think positive, just think that it'll be all right, and it does become all right. And what we forget in that moment is, like, when we are putting pressure on individuals, or when we are making them solely responsible for their happiness, then what we are doing is denying that that individual is a part of a society, is part of a place or context or culture. So say, for example, I'm trying to be very happy, but if my government has brought in some very unpleasant and harsh and unfair policies or practices that doesn't help me, then I alone cannot change that. I will be affected by that policy. For example, if I come from a culture where there are emphasis on things other than constant happiness, and I'm part of that culture, so I need to look into that also. One individual alone cannot keep themselves happy at all time. Also, life is not just positive, and the human emotions are made up of a mix of positive and negative and realistic emotions, and we need to take that into consideration. So the positive psychology also denies any negative emotions. So for example, if I'm sad, if I'm angry, if I'm feeling guilty, if I'm feeling shameful, then I think I should be able to freely express those feelings as well, express those emotions as well. Of course, I should be positive. I should try to be positive. But when I'm feeling negative, I should be able to express. So what happens is, when we put enough emphasis day in, day night about being happy all the time, finding joy in everything, being grateful for everything, we are denying the other emotions in us. So say if I'm angry, I should be allowed to express that anger. Sometimes that anger is useful. Anger is useful when we are concerned about social injustice, for example. We should be angry because that anger then motivates us to take some action, do some activism, etc. When we do something wrong and we are feeling guilty, we should be allowed to feel guilty, because what that guilt may do is prevent us from repeating the mistake again. If we are feeling shameful, again the same thing. Next time maybe we'll be very careful about what brought us shame, so not to do that. And if we are feeling sad and depressed, we should just take a moment to acknowledge that right at this moment I'm feeling sad and depressed, and allow those emotions their place. They also have their place. By denying them, by suppressing them, we are not doing anything helpful for ourselves. Being happy all the time and chasing that goal is a cause for misery for a lot of people. Because when we fail because of an unjust social system, if we fail because of a bad financial policy, if we fail because our society is failing us, because I'm being prejudiced, I'm being discriminated against, and if I'm not able to be happy, then there is this direct victim blaming. Then we assume that that person does not have the capacity to be happy, or that person is choosing not to be happy in this case, or trying to be grateful all the time, all this gratitude journaling and being grateful for everything. I think that just puts a lot of pressure on us to feel ashamed if we are not being grateful, or to feel guilty if we are not being grateful about everything in life. I think we should be allowed to acknowledge things that we are not grateful about, that we maybe are complaining about, that maybe that it makes us miserable. So we should be allowed to express our emotions to the fully maximum. We are human. Humans are made up of positive, negative, and realistic emotions and behavior. And I think we should be allowed to express them to an extent that we can live like normal human. A lot of these pundits, these positive psychology people, these life coaches, they are selling us this magic thing about just think positive, just manifest positive things and it'll happen. What is it doing? They're denying that we live in a society, that we live in a world, that we are part of a larger system. So we alone cannot change everything. Yes, being positive is very good if we can, but also acknowledge if we cannot be positive despite our efforts, because there are other things at play. So what I would like to share with all of you is, I think we should go back to being normal humans. I think we should go back to acknowledging whatever emotions are crossing our mind, whatever state of mind we are experiencing, so that we can also experience joy and happiness. If we are constantly chasing happiness, if we are constantly chasing being joyful and being grateful, how are we even going to experience life? The juice of life lies in the fact that we go up and then down and up and down. When we are sad and then we become happy, that's the moment we experience happiness. If we are constantly chasing happiness, we are constantly also enabling ourselves to be miserable if we cannot get that happiness, because we feel guilty, we feel like we are responsible for our own happiness. So what also happens is the society and the company or the government, they just wash their hands off their duties and they say, well, you are responsible for your happiness, be happy. Why aren't you grateful? Even though the environment is miserable in a workplace, we are told to be happy, we are told to be grateful for what we have, and we should be grateful to a certain extent. We should look at our privileges, like I know that I have got everything going in my life, but I also have my moments when I'm sad, when I'm depressed, when I'm feeling miserable, or when I have guilt about something, when I regret something. I do have those moments, and I deliberately allow those moments to pass. I allow those moments to be expressed and acknowledged like everything else. And I think that makes me more appreciative of happiness when it comes to my door than when I'm constantly just seeking happiness at the cost of sorrow, when I'm constantly seeking happiness by denying the other negative emotions, then I'm not allowing happiness to come in its full glory. And that's what happens with this toxic positivity movement that we are seeing everywhere. Just think positive and you'll be happy. It doesn't work all the time. And I would love to hear from you. What are your thoughts about this thing? And hopefully when we look at darkness as it is, we start to see the light.